Hello everyone, welcome to This is My Offer series from AWS. I'm Chinmay Joshi. I'm part of the industry partner team at AWS, and it's my pleasure to welcome Rebekah Cauthen from Tulip Interfaces, one of our strategic partners. So, Rebecca, welcome to the series, and why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, Chinmay. So I'm part of Tulip's life sciences team based out of Europe, and I support life sciences customers from pharma manufacturers, medical device, biotech, and cell and gene throughout their digitalization process.
Thanks, Rebecca. So, we have a wide variety of the audience who may not know about Tulip. So, why don't we start with you explaining them what is Tulip?
Sure. Tulip is a no-code platform that allows users to easily build and deploy app solutions for a variety of different use cases. So in life sciences, that can be EBR or EDHR through full MES, or things like machine monitoring, logbooks, you name it. Because Tulip is a no-code platform, users are empowered to create and change apps on their own without needing an IT background. What we call the citizen development. It's a term that we like to use. Tulip is also meant to fit into our customers' current operations and whatever may come in the future. So, be that current machines, current devices, current third party tools. And then, if those ever change, Tulip is a flexible and very open system to connect to new things and existing things today.
Thanks, Rebecca. So, I think you touched upon few good points about flexibility, scalability, and creating apps. And if you see our profile of life sciences customer, it's pretty complex, and many of them have some systems, and in many areas they are still using paper-based manual activities, right? So, how does really Tulip addresses pain points for our life sciences customer? What are specific use cases that you can offer? Why don't you walk our audience through that?
Sure. So, life sciences customers have to produce two things: the actual product itself, and then all the paperwork that's evidencing that they've done what they're supposed to do based on how this product is approved by different regulatory bodies. So, there is a lot of paper, as you mentioned, within manufacturing. Tulip can take care of that, digitizing electronic batch records, electronic device history records, logbooks, um, doing machine monitoring, and it's not just doing these things in a paper on glass scenario. I want to make sure that's clear. We're doing it using enforcing your process data, so you're getting real insights in real time of what's actually going on in the shop floor. Um, I think that's pretty powerful for life sciences customers, and it's also great that we can cover so many different types of manufacturing styles, from pharma to medtech, biotech, cell and gene, personalized medicine, all of those things. That really shows the flexibility of a tool like Tulip.
So what I'm understanding is Tulip can really work with different type of customers, uh, whether it's more like a greenfield implementation or brownfield implementation, and you can either have a completely a new platform implemented, or you can complement the existing landscape and add the value.
Exactly. In both of those scenarios, Tulip can either be the new platform if there's not already, let's say, an MES in place, for example, or if there's an existing landscape and you still have maybe paper in certain areas or other use cases where you think, hey, I need something quick and easy to bring me value. That's where Tulip can come in to fill the gaps. So we do work with customers of all shapes and sizes within the life sciences industry.
Yeah, I think I'm sure audience will get excited with quick and easy, and they would like to see Tulip platform. Is there something that we can see today in our conversation?
Sure. Let's open up our Tulip Experience Center. So, this is a virtual version of that, demonstrating what a pharma manufacturing facility would look like. This really visualizes the composability of Tulip. So, all of these different areas where you see the bubbles are different applications. I want to focus today on weigh and dispense. So, let's jump into that. And what you see here is the view that an operator would see. So this information we would typically get through an integration with an ERP process order. I'm going to select my process order and then move on to the next step, where I'm prompted to select my material for this particular batch. From here, I simulate a scanning. So Tulip is integrated with scanners and other handheld devices, and select that lot to process. Next step, I need to select my scale that I'm going to use. So I select it by scanning it, But then I need to clean this scale to be able to move to the next step. So from here, I'm going to execute a cleaning. As you can see, it's going to walk me through simple cleaning steps. Let's say this is a minor clean. I'm going to say I've done that, and then I will sign for electronic signature right here. Tulip is 21 Part 11 compliant. Here I'm just doing a simple badge ID. Typically that is done against a single sign-on system. So I'm all ready. I'm going to click next, and now I need to move and tear the scale. So I'm going to simulate that. And then I'm going to move on to be able to start dispensing my material. So as I'm doing that, I'm going to continue to add material and add material. So this would be me as an operator adding the material to the scale itself. And if I want to click before I'm within the tolerance range, I'm going to get a notification. This is part of that enforcement piece I was talking about. So I need to go back, continue with the lot, and add more material until I get within a tolerable range of the lower limit and the upper limit. So here I am. I've gotten there. I'm going to confirm, and then it will take me to, I can either print this out or I could send this data to another system like an ERP. And so once I'm done with that, I'm sent back to the component selection where I can either select a new component, or if I want to create an exception, let's say something might have been wrong with that. So that's the front end. Let's go check out the back end. This is the Tulip editor. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a no-code tool. It's quite easy, kind of like putting a PowerPoint together. All of this is done via drag and drop. You don't need to have coding expertise. Really, the folks that are great at putting together Tulip app have deep process knowledge and understand what the operators are doing and why they're doing it. So I can, if I want to add pictures, embed a camera, all sorts of things. I hope that gave you a pretty good visualization of what we can do within Tulip, and I hope that those watching also like what they saw, and if you're interested in seeing more, we can jump into that in real life with you guys as well.
Thanks, Rebecca. It was really exciting to see the demo, especially the back end part of it, where you mentioned that it's as simple as PowerPoint. I'm sure that the shop floor operator and the people who are actually owning the process, they'll be really interesting to put their hands on this. I think you mentioned about compliance, and we know how much it is, how important it is. So why don't you share a bit more about how Tulip ensures compliance? Because that's going to be one of the important aspect of choosing the Tulip platform for our customers.
That's right. So we already saw the electronic signature piece. That's, of course, super important. But the whole Tulip platform is designed with life sciences customers in mind. So to validate the platform, it comes pre-qualified. So our customers are following computer system assurance guidelines for validation. And because it's no code, they're only going to be validating those apps that they create per intended use. Also, we have, of course, we have app lifecycle management, version control, user access rights, so that only the people that are supposed to see certain things are able to do that, and also only certain people are allowed to create apps, make changes, etc. So it's very much a secure platform, which you need for compliance purposes.
Awesome. I think it'll be very interesting to hear a customer story, to see how it comes together in the real life. So if you have something, we'll be happy to share, happy to listen to that.
Yeah, so we're working with a lot of different types of manufacturers within life science, be that medical device or pharma or biotech. One customer that I have in mind followed this idea of citizen development. So when we were looking at the back end of the editor, we saw how easy it was to create those applications. They created for their site over 80 applications for pharma manufacturing to focus on the use case electronic batch records. It's continued to be very iterative. They're coming up with new applications all the time. It's very tightly integrated with their existing landscape. And I just think that's a real exciting way to show, yes, you can do this. These aren't people, IT folks that are doing it. It's process experts. And it's been really successful so far.
And I believe Tulip platform, along with this capability, is capable of integrating with the ecosystem. Um
Mhm.
as that will be very important to get that all the data required and again send out the data.
That's exactly right. So, be that your ERP system, or if you have a data analytics tool that you're already using, we can send data back and forth from both of those and get you this really super tight knit ecosystem where you can use this information to make data driven business decisions.
Yeah, thanks. Now let's get to the final part. I think our life sciences customers will make the decision based on what's there in the Tulip platform. But I think they will be also interested to understand what's really coming for them, because it's a long-term choice that they will make. So yeah, we are excited to hear what's going to come next in the Tulip platform for our customers.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm really excited about this next release of Tulip, LTS 12, because this was created with tons of input from our life sciences customers in mind. So it's really honing in on those compliance aspects. And then on the other hand, there's some neat features coming out, including co-pilots. So let's say if I am an operator, a new operator, for example, and I want to know how to do a certain step, I can ask the co-pilot AI-driven feature to look up a certain part of an SOP, and it will show me exactly that. I don't have to scroll through the whole thing or anything like that. So that's really exciting. There's also automations coming out, which is apps that are doing activities in the background. So let's say something's timed, and you don't have an operator there to actually click a button. Automations is taking care of that for you. And then we have Tulip Vision, which has been out for a while actually, but it's an AI model based vision tool that you can use for also enforcement pieces, like how many tablets do I have here? Are there any that have abrasions, scratches, anything like that?
Awesome. I will be really interested to put my hands on your Copilot and use the GenAI capabilities to ask the questions. And obviously, I've seen the vision, so that's very powerful capabilities as well. Uh, yeah. So how does I'm sure that there will be customers and somebody in the audience, they will want to learn more about Tulip and get started with Tulip. So can you walk us through what's the best way to start with Tulip?
Sure. So for existing AWS customers, we're on the marketplace. As I mentioned, you can find us there. You can also go check out our website at tulip.co, request a demo, check out some of the cool videos we have on there to see different use cases in action. You can also read about other customers and how they're using Tulip. And of course, you can find me on LinkedIn and ask me a question there.
Thanks, Rebecca, for walking us through Tulip platform and how Tulip helps our life sciences customer, and most importantly, how do we really get started with Tulip. So, with that, I would like to close this episode of This Is My Offer series, and I hope you tune into the next one. Thank you.